Yo, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. Like and share the video and all that good stuff. And we're going to do like we always do. We're going to talk that talk and we're going to go out and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people are enjoying Labor Day weekend, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the most traveled holiday weekends in North America, if I'm not mistaken. You know, a lot of people are probably on the way back or just getting back. Maybe some might be on their way back tomorrow. Who knows? But whatever you decide to do or wherever you decide to go, just be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Shit ain't always shit ain't fair out here. You know what I'm saying? You might be trying to have a good time and shit happens sometimes. And it don't gotta necessarily be anybody's fault. But shit happens. And when things happen out there, you gotta handle it. You know what I'm saying? Handle it to your best way humanly possible. That's usually how it go. That's part of being a man. Shit don't always gotta be your fault all the time. But you still gotta handle it. Regardless. You can't run from everything. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I know some people don't like to have no type of altercation, none whatsoever, but you can't run from everything. Some shit you're just gonna have to face. You have to deal with it. And you can't ignore everything. You can try to ignore everything, but the more you ignore your problems and situations, they tend to get bigger. And then they become so big till it's almost impossible for you to even solve the problem. But the earlier you solve most of your problems, the better. That's usually how it go. You know what I'm saying? Well, with that being said, I got this question a couple weeks ago from somebody. And I kind of hit it on it when I was talking to Sheba. What? 3 days ago when she was on. And I was like, how much money do you really risk being married to a woman? If you ain't rich, how much money are you really risking? How much do you really have to lose if you're not rich and you're thinking about being with a woman or you're already with a woman? If you ain't rich, how much do you really have to lose? That's my question. I see things the way I see it. And I'm curious to know how you see it. Because, there's a lot of people online that like to throw out broad statements all day long. And they act like all of us are in the same position. But that ain't the case. See, when a lot of these people are talking online, offline, on television, stuff that they say doesn't pertain to you because all of us are not in the same position. Now you can get into if this happened, if that happens. Look, I don't deal with ifs and maybes. I deal with what's in front of me. I deal with the cards that have been dealt with me. I deal with the experiences that I have and try to make a better life and try to make my next move the best move. I don't deal with if this happened, if that happened. Well, it ain't my fault. Well, I wasn't born up this way. Well, my parents did this. Look, I don't deal with none of that shit. That shit is like water under the bridge. You know what I'm saying? These are cards that were dealt to me. So I have to make the best use of these cards. And I have to make the next move the best move. That's the only way I know how to deal with it. I don't know how to, and everybody is not in the same position. I can't think like a millionaire if I'm not a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? I can't, it doesn't make no sense. I'm not living a millionaire life. Yeah, I might use some of their principles and values and maybe see some things they do and take it and use it to my advantage. Yeah, but I'm still not a millionaire. That's just reality. That's my reality. Now your reality might be different. You might be a millionaire. Now, do I know millionaires? Yeah, I know millionaires, but their reality is different from mine. They're living a completely different life than mine. And I might be living a different life than you, but I'm still not a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So, like when people throw out these random statements online, they're not really talking to you. When they come out with these books talking about what, 3 strikes, some lady came up with a book like 10 years ago talking about how guys are being played by women because when they get a divorce, the women take all their money. But they're not really talking about you if you're not rich. She's talking about the rich guys. They're not really talking about you if you ain't rich. If you're not rich, this is how I see it. If you're not rich, you really don't have anything to lose. This is my opinion. Well, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing that a woman can take. If you ain't rich, and you be like, well, she might take my car. Well, go get another car, bro. Buying a car ain't really it's not really a big deal today, the way it used to be. Now, I remember when I was growing up, having a car, financing a car, or just having a car in general was a big deal when I was growing up, but not today, bro. Just go get another car. But, well, we might have to sell a house, or she might take the house because of the kids. Well, if 9 times out of 10, the judge is going to give the house to her if y'all have kids, only if she can't afford it. And if she can't afford to keep the house, well, then you'll be forced to sell it. And if that's the case, well, just go get another house, bro. If you get one house, you can get another one. If it makes you feel better. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know about you, but I don't get attached to material things like that. I don't get attached to material things or anything that can't love me back. I'm going to say that one more time. I don't get attached to anything or anyone that don't have the capacity to love me back. So I ain't the type of guy that be like, oh, I love my car. I love my chain. No, I ain't really one of them types. Yeah, I like nice things, but I don't really get attached to things like that. because I know it can be taken away like sometimes overnight. You know, I told a story in the past where I lost all my money overnight, 80% of it. So when that type of shit happens, and when you're too attached to it, if your identity is attached to things that can't love you back, when you lose it, you're gonna be fucked up. So that's why I don't get attached to things like that. These are just tools: cars, clothes, jewelry, house, property. These are just tools to help me live or create a better life. That's all it is. That's all it is. Ain't nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? What's more important to me is family and friends. That's much more important to me. And here's the key concept: your family and friends have to have the capacity to love you back. If not, well, it ain't gonna work. This is a two-way streak here. This is not a one-way type of deal. You know, if you're dealing with people that don't love themselves, you know they can't love you. It's damn near impossible. And you can look at people and tell how they feel about themselves. Just look at some people that you know. Look at some people when you're walking down the street. Look at those people that's at your job. Just look at them. That's going to tell you a lot how they feel about themselves. They might be 100 pounds overweight, 50 pounds overweight. They might walk around with wrinkled clothes and shit. You know they don't feel that good about themselves. They might walk out the house looking like shit, looking like they just roll out the bed and threw on some clothes and came straight into work. You know they don't feel that good about themselves. You know, see, I was raised how you present yourself when you walk outside. That means a lot. That's how I was raised. That makes that's a big deal to me. How I look, how I feel when I walk outside amongst the people. And it ain't about them, it's really about me. You know, I get dressed and look in the mirror for me. I don't get dressed and look in the mirror, you know, for anybody else. I'm not a woman. Women do that. Let them do that. But when I get dressed, I'm getting dressed for me. Because I like to feel good. I like to look good. I like to smell good. You know what I'm saying? So I do it for me. I don't do it for a woman. I don't do it for people at the job. I don't do it for the boss. You know, I don't do it for my parents. I don't do it for anybody else. I do it for myself. You know, because and you might say, well, why is that? Because this is my life. It's me. No one loves me more than me. You know, I love me some me. And no one could possibly love me more than me. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? And look at how some of these people look. Look how they treat themselves. You know, I know they can't love me more than me. You know? So that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And if you really look at it, during the pandemic, we saw a lot of guys that actually are rich during the pandemic. I saw a lot of these guys on Instagram broken. They folded because of a goddamn virus. Think about that for a second. You got a lot of these guys that claim they grew up in the hood. They say they were street niggas, right? A lot of them. You know, a lot of them lie. You probably know this by now. A lot of them lied about how they grew up. But they claim they grew up hard, right? They was in them streets putting in that work, right? That's what they claim. That's the story that they tell all the time. How they grew up hard, man. I grew up in the Calio projects, some shit like that, or someplace in New York City, or I grew up in Miami. I grew up what's that part of Miami? I grew up in the Liberty City. Yeah, it's all all the bullshit, the hood tales, the hood stories. But boy, when a goddamn virus come through, a lot of these guys folded under pressure. Mm, 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 mm. What a coward are you? I mean, think about this for a second. You got guys that claim they put their life on the line. They done had to duck for bullet shots. Some of them probably got shot. They've been through all that shit, made it out the hood. That's what they said now. This is not what I'm saying. That's what they made it out the hood. A lot of them moved to Hollywood. And as soon as a goddamn virus come about that they can't even see, they don't even know if it existed. Because a lot of us, we didn't really know nobody that had the shit. We just hear a lot of reports on the news, but we know there's a lot of fake news going on out here. But these guys are afraid of something that they can't see. Think about that for a second. They folded under pressure and they had money. These guys, they say they got millions of dollars. I don't know how much money they got, but the point I'm trying to make is sometimes, they say the money don't make the man, the money don't make the man. You know what I'm saying? But these guys folded under pressure. These guys are on Instagram, and I watched a lot of them. Because I was flipping just like they were flipping, because I didn't have nothing to do either. I was sitting around here trying to create things to do, which I did to keep myself busy and occupied. But I wasn't. I mean, I'm kind of a loner anyway, so it really didn't bother me. My schedule, my routine didn't change during the pandemic. It's the same thing I did before the pandemic, I was doing during the pandemic, so it didn't really matter to me. But these guys folded under pressure because of a goddamn virus. God, man, I was so disappointed, man, in a lot of these guys. And a lot of these entertainers, you follow on Instagram, you listen to their music and everything. They folded. They were cowards under pressure, man. I'm like, damn, even the money don't matter now. It don't matter if you live in an Ivy Tower and I live in apartments. It don't even matter. That virus had them dudes shook, boy. I'm like, damn. Even a woman, even a bitch they had even a bitch they had and living in the house with them didn't matter at the time. We were all even that day during those times. We were all even. Nobody was above anybody during those times, boy. I said, damn, it's over, man. A lot of them dudes showed their true colors, boy. They showed how much of a coward they was during those times. I learned a lot, boy, about not only celebrities, but just people in general. They folded. They were broken. I said, damn, I'm by myself out here, man. I mean, I got maybe 2-3 other people, but I said, man, it's just us, brother. It's just the 3 of us left, brother. Everybody else is broken. And one girl was like, just bring on the shot. I'm tired. I can't take it no more. I said, oh, God, girl, slow down. That don't sound good. You sound like you surrendered. Oh, man. Ooh, man. Those were some interesting times, man. I mean, the money didn't matter. That's it's so it's not the money, it's the man. The man came before the money. So yeah, and a lot of those guys were getting divorced, and the woman was leaving them, and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those guys, the guys that are rich, they have something to lose. Now I don't. Now and see, the crazy thing is, a lot of these guys are worth millions of dollars, and the bitch still leaves. The wife still leaves. So you be like, God damn, if the dude worth $100 million or $400 million or $1 billion can't keep a bitch, we missing something. A dude that worth 5,000 or 10,000 ain't got a shot in hell. God damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man. But that ain't the truth. That ain't the truth, man. It's really about see, first off, you don't know what type of relationship these guys have with these women. A lot of these guys are tricks. That's another thing. And being an entertainer, that's like a kind of like in a bubble. You're in a kind of world of your own. And you deal with people that's in that bubble. And a lot of these people that come in those circles, they've been introduced through somebody. And you don't really know what type of character these women have, or you don't even know what type of character the celebrity might be, or the rapper or the singer or might be a lot of time. Because a lot of these people are not who you think they are. So you got some, and the majority of the time, you got people together that should never even been together in the first place. That's the problem. So I don't ever compare myself to a celebrity or entertainer. That's a mistake, in my opinion, to compare yourself to an entertainer. You look at the entertainer and be like, God damn, these motherfuckers getting divorced. Shit. Why should I get married? Well, you're not an entertainer. And you ain't rich. Well, you're not in the same position as he is. You're doing yourself a disservice comparing yourself to Brad Pitt. God damn. I mean, come on. You ain't Brad Pitt. You're who you are. You might be in the backwoods of Arizona. Well, your backwoods of Mississippi or some shit like that. That's a different world. You might be in Texas. That's a different world than being in Hollywood. I mean, some of these towns, the women are different in some of these towns. Some of these towns don't got the best looking women in the world. Shit. The environments is different. The food is different. People live different. The economics is different. This is every place that's one good thing about being in America. You can drive 2-3 hours away. It's a different town and it's a totally different world. People are different. They act different. They look different. They talk different. They dress different. They might even smell different, depending on where you go. That's one of the best things about being in America, in my opinion. If you don't like where you living, just get in your car, pack all your shit up, and drive 2-3 hours away. You're in a completely different state most of the time, a different town. Everything gonna be different. Different vibe, different scenery. Everything gonna be different. The opportunity is gonna be different. It could be better, or could be much less. Just depends. The women are gonna be different. But at the end of the day, if you ain't rich, you really have nothing to lose, in my opinion. You have nothing to lose. But you really don't. If you work a 9-to-5 job, you make what, 30, 40, 50, 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. You're not in the same world as somebody making $1 million a year. Or maybe you make $1 million a month. You're not living you're not living like that person. You're just not. That's just reality. You're not even, y'all not even getting the same women. Y'all not even getting the same girls. You don't have the access to the same women that the millionaire dude has. In most cases. And not because you're not good enough. It's because the guy that's a millionaire, he's in a complete different circle of people than you. And the people that he meet, they're not necessarily better than you or better than the women that you're around. It's just a different circle. It's just different environment. That's all it is. It is what it is. It's kind of like let's say you're a star athlete. Let's say you're a quarterback in the NFL. You're a quarterback in the NFL, and you're one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. You be in the magazines. You get promoted all the fucking time, right? You're in Sports Illustrated 1 month. You're on Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. You're that dude in the NFL. He has more access to women than you, even if he's a goofy. Even if he's a goofy, no game having dude, he still got more access to women than you. Now, are the women better? Not necessarily. But that guy has more to lose than you. He just got a contract, what? 6 years, $100 million. You can't compare yourself to him. You can't. You'd be a fool. You look at him, oh, he got a divorce. Well, yeah, that's him. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You can't compare yourself to him. You work a 9-to-5. You work at FedEx. Or UPS, or you work at Bank of America, making 40, 50,000. Y'all not in the same position. If you get married and get a divorce, you at what the hell y'all got together? Since y'all married 5-7 years, y'all got one kid. She got a car, you got a car. Y'all might have bought a house. Let's say y'all didn't buy no house. Y'all got an apartment, one kid. That's it. Well, that's an easy divorce. Y'all ain't got shit. Y'all ain't accumulated nothing. That's an easy divorce. Shit, you don't even need you don't really need an attorney for that. Fuck. Shit. She want to put me on child support. Okay, how much you think you're gonna get for child support? I only make $40,000. What, $150 a month? $200 a month? Maybe $100, depending on where you live at. It's based on income. You're like, well, $100 is a lot. If $100 is gonna hurt your pockets, you shouldn't be having sex, bro. If $100 hurts your pockets with child support. Let's keep it a buck, like y'all like a lot of young dudes like to say. If $100 a month hurts your pockets, you shouldn't be having sex with no woman. $100 ain't shit. $100 is like going to Walmart or the grocery store and buying food like I'm going to do tomorrow. $100 ain't shit. You know, $100 ain't going to take care of no damn kid or no baby. I'm just saying. You might not like it, but that's just reality. And you be like, well, was she scamming me? She put me on child support because out of spite. Well, you got married to that bitch. Ain't nobody put no gun in your head and you invited that woman into your life. You put the ring on her finger and got married to her. You got married to a trifling ass bitch. That's your fault. You might say, well, she manipulated me. Hey, it's still your fault. You fell for it. You fell for it. You know? You probably got married to a hood rat. That's a lot of guys make that mistake. Or they married to some trashy ass bitch. And it's nothing gonna come good out of this. You know this is not gonna last. You might have a good run with that trashy ass woman, but it ain't gonna last. And then you turn around and get mad that when she leaves, she didn't want to be with you no more. You know, you can't blame other people for your choices. And a lot of guys don't really, we don't really know how to pick women for marriage. We don't do that. We don't do that very well. We go on looks most of the time. Looks and good sex. That's what we go on most of the time. Looks and good sex. If she look good, she got a nice round ass with some nice tits and a nice smile, and she smell good and dress good, and the sex good. Oh man, she's wifey. I'm like, man, you better cut that shit out. That's that high school shit we did, and that's that 20-year-old bullshit. That man, there's a lot of good-looking women out here, and they should stay that way. They should stay looking good and stay single. You know, that don't really equate to being a good wife and being a mother. No. There's a lot of stuff comes along with starting a family, a lot of responsibilities. And unfortunately, a lot of people haven't been raised to understand, and they don't have all the tools because they didn't see that growing up. And a lot of people have had bad role models growing up. So just because somebody looks good, smell good, sex good, that don't. It takes a little bit more than that. You know. And see, you got people together today. I say the majority of times people get together, they should have never been together in the first place. They don't have anything in common. Their values are not in line, not even close. You know, they don't have the same morals, not even close. You know, they don't have the same goals, and one of them don't believe in goals at all. Some people just like doing whatever they want to do. They're not focused on no family, not focused on no kids. They just focus on their lifestyle, whatever the hell that means. You know, so you got people that will get together for the wrong reason. They'll say, "Oh, it's my lifestyle." Like, bitch, what lifestyle you got? You ain't got no lifestyle. If you ain't rich, you ain't got no lifestyle. You just working class. You don't got no lifestyle if you ain't rich. You're delusional. And that part of the problem I see today, you got a bunch of delusional people. They think they're somebody that they're not. just because you work at Wells Fargo or Bank of America, they think they living it up. And you walking around with a smartwatch on, bitch, that ain't shit. Just because you got a corporate job, that ain't shit. That ain't nothing. You're not, hey, you might have a good start, but don't get it twisted. Don't think you're better off than the rest of us because you got a corporate job. You know, I remember when I used to work at Bank of America. I got the feeling that a lot of people thought they were better than me because they work upstairs and I work downstairs. But here's the thing. I knew for a fact that we made more money than the people that were upstairs. But it was a weird thing, especially the people that's been working there for long. You got people that's been working in Bank of America at the time, 10, 15 years. And I'm just walking in there like 6 months ago and I make more money than them. But they think that they were better than me just because, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really talk to anybody about it, but I kind of picked up on that after a while. This is why the manager used to always tell us, don't never talk about salary, because someone actually started talking about salary with some employee at the time, and they actually got upset. They actually went back to HR and was like, how the hell this new motherfucker is making more money than me? And I've been here for 15 years. So it's an ego thing. You have people that feel like they supposed to be on top. They supposed to be better than you. This is how they feel. They want to make themselves feel better, and the job is a part of them. That's who they are. That's their identity, which is a mistake. But I was like, hey, if that makes you feel better about yourself, so be it. So it was a weird thing. I'm like, I didn't know they had people like this out here. And I'm like, damn. But if they lose that job, how long can they go until they have to find another job? Because a lot of these people are living paycheck to paycheck or in between paychecks. So I'm like, bitch, in reality, you ain't shit. I'm living better than you. And at the end of the day, if you ain't rich, you out here trying to get it just like the rest of us. But the difference between me and her is I don't have the privilege of being delusional. I don't have them privileges. I can't walk around and act like shit don't exist. Because if I walk around and act like things don't exist, or it's a different way other than the way it is, I could end up in jail if I walk around and act like that. I could get caught up if I walk around and act like that. And if I walk around and act like things aren't the way it really is, I'm disrespecting myself if I walk around and act like that. So I don't have the privilege of walking around and acting goofy and silly for 8 hours a day at work or wherever I choose to be. There's some people that can walk around and act goofy and silly and act like they don't know what's going on or lie to themselves and make up some shit. There's some people that can do that. I don't have those privileges. I can't be delusional. I wasn't. Shit ain't fair. It's your life ain't fair. But that some people are like that. Some people will live their whole damn near their whole entire life acting like shit is this is how I want shit to be. And they'll try to um bring that which they want in their real life. They'll try to produce that, and which will most of it will never happen because they're living in a world where they see things that way. But I'm like, yeah, you might see it that way. You might want a guy that's a millionaire. But what's the chances of you meeting a million? What's the chances of you getting with a guy that's a millionaire if you got 2, 3 kids? I mean, and even if you meet the guy that's a millionaire and you got 2, 3 kids, why would he date you and marry you versus being with a woman with no kids? Like, I mean, it's the guy that's a millionaire ain't looking for a woman with 2, 3 kids. That's just reality. I mean, unless he already have kids, unless he want to do the blended family thing, okay, yes, knock yourself out. But that's rare. That's not something you see every day. The problem with a lot of people is you got people that they want what they want, don't want them. So in other words, the people that they want ain't really checking for them like that. I've been saying that's the funny thing. People that they want ain't really checking for them like that. That's why they'll say you have women, men and women, that will say, "Oh, I can't find a woman. Oh, I can't find a man. Oh, I can't find a good man." Well, because you're around guys that really ain't checking for you like that. They ain't really attracted to you like that. You got to go around the people that's attracted to you. I always say I fuck with those that fuck with me. And I just happen to be attracted to these women. I like the women that ain't really checking for me. I mean, I've been living long enough to know at this point. I have a pretty good idea who ain't fucking with me, who ain't attracted to me. I pretty much have a pretty good idea. And it's usually hit and miss. It's usually hit and miss too. Within 5 minutes, I already 5 minutes or less, really. Oh yeah, she ain't fucking with me. If I say hello, hi, how you doing? And plus, I pick up on the shit real fast. I don't gotta wait until 3 hours. I don't have to talk that long before I figure out. Then ask her for the phone number, and then she say, "Oh, I don't give people my phone number." Now you done talked to this bitch the whole night at the club, and you just figured out that she ain't feeling you like that. I don't gotta wait that long. Within 5 minutes or less, I already know where this shit is gonna go. You know. And plus, I've been living long enough to know that there's certain types of women that I'm attracted to, and that's attracted to me. They're just a certain type. Hood chicks are not usually attracted to me. Ghetto chicks, hood chicks, no, almost never. If she's trash, almost never attracted to somebody like me. No, almost never. The corporate chicks, almost never attracted to a guy like me. Most of them will say I'm a loose cannon because they don't really know what I'm going to do next. No, almost never. There's a certain type of woman that can stay around me for long periods of time. without getting frustrated. Yeah, I'm a different breed, man. Yeah, a certain type. I'm gonna say the average woman in America can't really keep up with a guy like me. Can't really keep up with a guy like me. Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, he's too much," and I've had a lot of women say that. I'm like, "What the hell that mean? He's too much. You're too much." That means in most cases that she don't really understand. She's trying to figure me out, and that's a mistake. You're too much. Because a lot of these women like they like to control a guy. They like to know his every move, like to predict what he gonna do and all that shit. Well, you can't do that with a guy like me. And plus, a guy like me, you're not gonna be able to control. That's another thing. A guy like me, you got really two choices: either you in or you out. Either you're gonna see what I'm doing and try to add in, and then I'm gonna see what you're doing and try to add in, or you're gonna just leave. That's what's gonna happen. But you're not gonna come around me and try to change some shit and be like, "Hey, why are you doing all that? You need to stop doing that. You need to stop doing them videos. You need to stop doing them podcasts. You need to stop writing all the time. You need to stop going to them conferences. What you going for? Why you hanging around with all them people?" No, bitch. No. No. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for way before you got here. And this has been proven to work for me. So why would I stop doing what I'm doing if it's been proven to work for me? So either she's in or she's out. That's what it's gonna be. And there's been a lot of women that I meet. It ain't gotta be a long-term thing. It can be, I might meet a woman this week and we'll meet up one time. I'll sit down with her. We'll talk. It might be a nice conversation and everything, but I'm gonna say probably within 45 minutes, less than an hour, this bitch pretty much made up her mind that hey, he ain't the one for me, And money ain't got nothing to do with it. Money ain't got nothing to do with it because she don't know how much money I make. I don't tell people how much money I make. I don't even mention none of that shit at all. But they pick up on the vibe that hey, this guy, he's doing his own thing. He moves at his own drum, at his own tune. So I can't manipulate him or tell him what to do or boss him around, none of that shit. So see, a lot of women be like, I got to get the fuck away from him. Within the 1 hour, they be like, oh, okay, yeah. And then check this out. I don't tell a lot of people what I do for a living or anything like that. A lot of them, they'll Google your name. They'll Google my name. And what's going to pop up is my LinkedIn account. LinkedIn and Facebook account will pop up. Or maybe Twitter. So they'll go check me out online. And if you go to my LinkedIn account, they'll have a pretty good idea what I do for a living. And they'll be like, oh, he's one of those type guys, whatever that means, And then they'll be like, okay, they'll be like, well, some of them, check this out. Some of them will see my LinkedIn account. And I might be at the end of the account. We might not meet up at all after they check me out online. It might not even move to a meetup. No. And then you have a handful will be like, oh, okay, I'll meet up anyway. Right? We'll meet up. And that's usually the first and last time. That's usually it. And that's cool. Because I'm not for everybody. It takes a certain type of person to be around me. And I don't and plus I don't I have standards. There's some people I'm not gonna be around. I'm not gonna be around deadbeats, drug addicts, what else? People that take advantage of old people. What else? And dope boys. I don't hang out with dope boys either. Hood chicks that sell dope. No. Well, you don't necessarily got to be in the hood selling dope, but just people that sell dope. Period. Yeah, anybody that's into some criminal activity, no, I don't. No, you can't come over to my house. None of that shit. If you're a deadbeat, don't pay your child support. No. If you've been accused of some child molester or some type of shit like that, or no. Or drunk bitch. No. Now, see, I used to drink. I don't drink no more. Now I'm more of a social drinker. If I have a drink, it's gonna be like some social thing going on. I might drink one beer and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being a hypocrite, but I tell you what, I never got drunk where I didn't know what the hell was going on. I couldn't function. I can't drive. I passing the fuck out, throwing up and all that shit. No. So if you're drunk, if you're a drunk bitch staggering around, I gotta pick you up and take you back to the hotel room or take you home because you can't drive. No. 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 And then you got some guys. Let me tell you something I've been here. I heard lately. You got this guy where the girl he's been talking to for like 6 months, I think probably less than a year. She got hella debt, right? So he wants to get married to the girl, right? But she's got hella debt. So he's like, well, should I pay her debt off so we can get married and and get the visa and all that shit or whatever? Hell no. I don't think anybody, man or woman, should ever pay anybody's debt off before they get married. No. Because what's going to happen is you're going to program her to, okay, every time something happens and she can't take care of it, she's going to look for you to bail her out. She's incompetent. So that's no. You don't want nobody to be incompetent around you. And no, see, I have standards. I don't allow people around me like that. And if people do, because there's always some people at some point, you're gonna lose some people because some people are gonna fold or become broken for whatever reason. Like it's like during the pandemic. During the pandemic, people folded under pressure. So it's always some people they're gonna fold under pressure or they're gonna be get reduced to the lowest common denominator for whatever reason. People go through shit or whatever. And some people can't get out of that funk. You might have months, years might go by, and they still ain't got out of that damn funk yet. Even if you help them, they still don't want to get out of that funk. Some of these people, you're going to have to let them go. You're going to have to let them go. Everybody ain't going to be with you when you get old, or 10, 20 years, 30 years. Everybody ain't going to be around that's around you today. That's just reality. No. Some people ain't going to make it. Some people are going to die. Some people are going to drift off. Some people are going to end up with another crowd of people that's on some bullshit. That's just a reality. And you're going to be like, why the hell are you hanging with them? We got a good thing going over here. We making all this damn money. We got the girls. You know, we know we ain't around no hood rats. We know we around some pretty decent girls. They want to do some fly shit. We want to do some fly shit. We doing some big things over here. And you over there with the hood rat. And with the motherfuckers that ain't really trying to do shit. And you be looking at your buddy funny style like, yeah, man, you need to let them motherfuckers go, bro. Oh, we'll let you go. And he might say, hey, well, shit, if that's how it is, man, fuck y'all. You might have to let him go. It happens. You know, because a lot of people feel like they don't deserve certain things. They don't deserve, they don't feel good about themselves. A lot of people have low self-esteem, a low self-image of themselves. A lot of people do. Even if they're rich, they do. A lot of rich guys don't got no game. A lot of rich guys get taken advantage of all the time. A lot of rich guys have bad social skills. That's why a lot of rich guys, they'll meet a woman, and over time, she'll take half of his income. Because he didn't vet the woman. He might have met her through somebody else, and the guy the guy or the gal that he met the girl through was looking out for them. He wasn't looking out for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't have everybody around you. You got to run your life like a business. It's like when you at the job, it just depends on what company you work at. Some of these jobs are raggedy, the way they operate. But you got to run your life like a business. You can't have everybody around you. You don't know their intentions. Hell, you don't even know if they like you half the time. And we know deep down, you might not want to admit to this, but we know who cares about us and who don't. After you've been around somebody for a while, you know if this bitch care about you, and she don't. I was interviewing somebody yesterday. It's a chef. I'm gonna put the interview out Wednesday. The interview will be out Wednesday. It's this couple. This guy from Cuban guy from Miami, and the woman is from the Philippines. I could tell that she really cares about this dude. I'm talking like on a level where it's like, it's so obvious to me. She really cares about this dude. And I've never seen that on camera. Well, no. Well, yeah, I've seen it on camera, but it's rare But you have a couple, and this woman cares about this dude. I'm talking about it as a human being. They got 3 kids together. Yeah, I think they got 3 kids together. 2 or 3 kids together. And they live in Texas. They've been together for 17, I think 17 years. It was a good interview. I'm gonna put it up Tuesday or Wednesday. If you pay attention to their body language, you'd be like, oh damn, she's really into him. And that's the type of relationship every guy should have. Every guy should have that type of respect. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how much money you have. You know, it really starts with you. And it's going to end with you. Really. And no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save you. Yeah, you might meet some people that'll help you out. But they're not going to live your life for you. And no one is ever going to care about your life as much as you. Like I always say, nobody loves me as much as me. It's impossible. Nobody loves me as much as me. Nobody treats me. I've never met a woman, or anybody for that matter, that treats me better than me. I've had some people that tried, but no. As a matter of fact, I've had people around me, just hanging around me for a day or 2 or a weekend or whatever. And the shit that I'm doing, they never thought about doing before. They never done it before. Never thought about doing it, or probably couldn't do it. And that kind of showed them a different light. It gave them a kind of new perspective on life, how they should be doing that for themselves. A lot of times, if you give a woman or your family a different experience, man, that changes everything. That makes it hard for somebody to leave sometimes. I mean, if you give a woman a new experience, and she gonna want that, she ain't gonna want to give that shit up. She gonna want that again and again and again. And the same as for kids, same thing. You can't look, once you have a new experience or a great experience, you can't go back to some bullshit. That's like if you give a woman a good experience in the sack. She ain't gonna go back to no bad sex. No. Well, she might be with the guy, but she gonna be calling the other guy, the side guy, or whatever. She gonna be trying to get with that guy again. Ain't nobody trying to give up nothing. Good stuff. It's good shit. Go a long way. Yeah. And money ain't got nothing to do with it. A good feeling lasts longer than money. A good feeling lasts longer than money. Alabama in the house. Taking the alcohol. What's up, Paul? Yo, smash the like button. Smash the like. I'm putting the link in here, man. Anybody got anything to say, man? Come on down. I mean, look, a good your experiences, man. It's priceless. You know what I'm saying? It's really priceless, man. Your experience in life is priceless. You know, the money gives you options, more time to spend with friends and family and to do things that you always wanted to do. That's why I always strive to have more money. I got to have it. I got to have more of it. Like how much? As much as possible. As much as possible. You know, you can, take care of your friends and family or show them around, show them a good time. You know, you can take care of people that you care about. You know, yeah. It ain't about the woman. It's really about you. It ain't about impressing nobody. Impressing somebody for what? In competition for what? Who the hell I'm in competition with? Only person I'm in competition with is me. I ain't in competition with no man and no woman. At the end of the day, either she's in or she's out, regardless of how much money I have. And then you might have some women like, some guys might say, oh, she's a gold digger. Man, please. Bitch, you digging for gold in the wrong hole. If you over here with me, I ain't rich. So that tells me you don't know what you're doing. If you claim to be a gold diggers around the rich guys. You're in the wrong hole. You're an amateur gold digger. You don't know what you're doing. You need to stick to what you're good at. I ain't rich. So that don't even make sense. You sound like an idiot. So at the end of the day, if you ain't rich, you really don't have anything to lose being with a woman. You really don't. You really don't. You just see, the funny thing is a lot of people like to include themselves in situations that don't pertain to them. That's the thing. That's the thing about being in America. People will make blanket statements and they think, oh, they're talking about me. No, they're not talking about you. You're not rich. You don't have money like that. You just work a 9-to-5 job. That's it. You really not making no real money. You might be able to take care of yourself. You got a car, place to stay. You got a girl. That's cool. But don't put yourself in the class of a millionaire. You're not. You have nothing to lose. You really don't. If you get married to a woman, if it doesn't work out, okay, it just didn't work out. You gave it your best. Maybe she gave it her best. Sometimes shit just don't work out, man. Don't beat yourself up. You know, maybe you gotta, I don't know. Maybe you gotta pay. Maybe she wants to put you on child support because she's doing out of spite because she was just a raggedy bitch that you shouldn't have got married to. And the child support is $100. Bro, $100 ain't shit, bro. If $100 hurts your pockets, you shouldn't have got married. You shouldn't be having sex with nobody. Because you could get any woman pregnant. There's a possibility that you could get any woman pregnant if you go between the legs. That's just reality, regardless of the pills and the condom and all that shit. So if $100 hurts your pockets, you shouldn't have sex with any woman. You should focus on your income if that's the case. I'm just saying, this is just my opinion. You might disagree. You might say, man, fuck that. I should be able to have sex regardless. Okay. But when that woman gets pregnant, you're going to be saying some other shit. You're going to be saying, man, I can't afford to take care of no kid, man. I don't even like this bitch. See, that's the bullshit, you know? But hey, at the end of the day, it's your life, not mine. You know, we all have free choice, regardless. We all have free choice, regardless, at the end of the day. Regardless of the environment, regardless of the laws, regardless of the policy, regardless who's president, regardless who's governor of your state, regardless who's the mayor of your town or your city, we all have free choice. And with those choices come consequences. So it's your life. You got to make the decisions, you know. And always keep in mind, and I'm going to end with this. If you want to live a better life, you have to sacrifice in some type of way. And you're going to sacrifice anywhere it goes, regardless. So if you're going to sacrifice, why not pick how you choose to sacrifice versus being put in a situation where you have to struggle and go through all this bullshit? Why not just set up the time to make the sacrifices on what you need to do to live a better life, instead of wait for something to happen and you go through all that nonsense and now you're forced to do something when you're not ready to do it. Why put yourself through that? You're going to sacrifice anywhere it goes. So why not plan for the sacrifice? Make plans to do whatever it takes for you to upgrade yourself. Why not be strategic about it? That's all I'm saying. So, hey, share this episode, check out the Patreon and all that good stuff. Until next time, I'm out. Alright. Just got the call, it's going down tonight. It's a lot of goodbyes here tonight. But then I saw the sky and that I like. Here from Cali, I live in the valley. Then you look sexy.